and it's like yeah, it's a natural energy spike, and it's like the Hulk the next day. You let your body feel that sense of depletion and being tired, and then you put the carbs in. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, but that's so.
Oh my God.
So as far as diet plans go, do you guys like high carb, low fat? Do you like high fat, low carb? How do you guys like to work it?
Personally for me, if I take carbs out my diet completely, it's just like it will affect my body like tremendously. So I always have to have that high carbs, low fat diet. And that's just me, which everybody's body is different. Mm-hmm. So probably Justin have a whole different eating habit and it still works for him. So it's like probably what I'm eating is right for me and wrong for him. And what he's eating is right for him and wrong for me. So there's no wrong or right. It's just who's doing it.
That's why you got to be picky with who you pick with your trainer, or who you choose to be your trainer. I personally like to carb cycle, so I'll do like 100 grams one day, and then by the end of the week, I'll do about 1,000 grams of carbs. That way, when I start my week, I'm ready to go, and I have energy for my work week. And I don't really worry about fat that much. It's more about my carbs and protein.
I never add fat.
Yeah.
I have an avocado like once a month.
Yeah.
Just a slice.
I'm sort of on the opposite. I really function well mentally with higher in fats, but then I cycle my carbs. So, but like I'm a carb sensitive person. I'm fairly carb sensitive. I think it matters with your biochemistry whether you're super sensitive carbs or not. So for me, I'll do 2 low days and then usually like a moderate to fairly high carb day, and that helps me maintain, and it maintains sanity, because then you're like, okay, I might feel depleted for a couple of days, but I know I'm gonna have some really yummy carbs this day, so it's cool. I'll be fine. I can survive.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with Whitney. I'm the same way, but I wasn't always like that. I think it took me probably about 5 years to condition my body and mind to be able to handle lower carbs and higher fats. Even if I'm kind of high on carbs and I'm trying to, lean out and bring them down and go higher fats, lower carbs, it takes my brain some time to adjust to it. If you just go drop those carbs out of nowhere, you're gonna, it affects you mentally. But, over the years, you can kind of condition yourself to a certain point, and I feel healthier with the higher fats and the lower carbs. Yeah. And I feel like, the U.S. dietary guidelines give us way too many carbs. Like they recommend, I think, 35 to 45% of your macros to be carbs. I mean, if you calculate that out, it's ridiculous. But they want us to consume and buy stuff. So, but I think they start us off you start off as a kid eating all these carbs, and you get conditioned to it. And then when you're trying to eat like a human being is supposed to eat, because like where we came from, who knows where it really came from. But
or at least where you came from. We're not sure. We all know where we came from, Nick. We're still we're working on
I'm from Philadelphia. But it takes a while to kind of condition yourself to a point where you're eating more greens than starchy carbs and all that stuff.
And also another factor that I think is that plays an important role is your training style. Mm-hmm. Like if you're a person that does a lot of like high intensity HIIT training or high volume training, I think there's no way possible you're going to function, or if your body's going to be able to function with a low carb diet.
For sure. No, you need that, and that's why the cycling and the balance needs to be there, because that's your energy. Yeah. And that's what my favorite day is, after going low carbs and kind of depleting yourself. You refeed those carbs back in your body, and it's like it's a natural energy spike, and it's like the Hulk the next day. You let your body feel that sense of depletion and being tired, and then you put the carbs in. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, but that's how it comes when you master your body and you figure out what works for you. You know?
Yeah, I think we nailed that one. What is your favorite cheat meal?
Donuts and burgers. Preferably a donut on a burger.
No, hunger is not an emotion. I'm like, you shut your mouth because you have never dieted.
You guys ever had like nightmares about really good food during a prep?